Hello, I'm Amy Brooks, and I am the host of the Intuitive Rising podcast. If you're listening to this, it means that you are a supporter and friend of the podcast and are subscribing to my exclusive bonus content. Thank you so very much. If you have a podcast idea or topic you'd like me to speak on, bonus content, friends, I would love to hear from you. Please reach out and I will be sure to consider it. Enjoy the episode. Okay, so I'm ready to get started. Let's take a deep breath. In and out. And I do this before any connection to spirit that I make, whether it's for me personally or for a client. And for me, it's really just about kind of emptying my own head, taking off my thinking cap, as I mentioned in the newest episode of the podcast, and just really being open to receive. And I like to kind of compare this with like when we're falling asleep and going to sleep. We are like trying to fall asleep, but then we don't actually go, okay, now I'm asleep. It just happens. We just transition. But not only that, we're receivers when we're dreaming. So most of us, unless we're super lucid dreamers or like astral traveling, most of us aren't coming up with plans about what we are going to dream about. We just receive the dream, like we're watching a movie. And so that's kind of like what happens to me and what my intention is when I set my intention to connect to the spirit world. I just feel like I empty my own brain a little bit and become a receiver, a radio in a way. But I do stay awake. I am not like a trance medium. I stay conscious. I keep my eyes, well, I close my eyes a lot, but I can open and close them. I can talk as me and then move right back into spirit, all of that kind of stuff. So it's very conversational. Does anybody have any questions before I get started? No? Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to allow whomever wants to come through in the spirit world to come through for us. This is a small group, smaller than I expected. So we should be able to get through a few little readings tonight. And that's my intention. Okay. So immediately I feel the presence of an older man. It's reference to a full head of hair. And this is such a man in spirit thing to say, because if they have hair when they're old, they're going to tell me about it. Okay. So he has a full head of hair and I feel like there's a lot of white in it. And it feels like maybe it's parted more to one side. He feels a bit dapper to me in some way. He reminds me kind of sort of someone's spirit person that I've connected to before. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper and make sure that this is the same person. Okay. So this is interesting because often when I do events like this, I don't know the person I'm going to connect to. And I don't know this person in my real life, but I have connected to them in spirit before for somebody here. Laura, I feel really strongly that I have your dad here. Are you good with this? Okay. Ready for the connection? Okay. Were you feeling it too? I know you're a developing, you could feel him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Often we'll get a little jolt when a medium is connecting to our loved one in this way, and we'll kind of recognize, okay, I'm pretty sure this is for me, because we'll feel the energy. Okay. So your dad immediately like shows me almost like a polo kind of style shirt. It's like I don't know the brand, but you know what I mean by that, with like the 3 buttons. Okay, that's what he's got in his navy. And that's what he shows me himself wearing. And would he ever been a guy to like wear like white pants or white slacks? Because I see like light colored, so maybe they're khaki, but maybe they're like pressed. So I don't know if he was particular about clothing or just like took pride in how he dressed, but it just gives me the impression that he looks good. He's made himself look good for the event, kind of thing. Okay. And the reason I knew this was your dad, other than a feeling of familiarity, was that he kept showing me a sailboat. And I know we have connected to that before. So I was seeing boating. Okay. So tell me some things I don't know about you. I'm going to ask him for some things I don't know. Okay. 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 It was very lovely, actually. He's talking about He actually wants to talk about you. He said, let's talk about my girl, and things that you've been up to. So he makes me feel like you've been spending a lot of time outdoors lately. And I feel like he's mentioning something about like a smattering of freckles. So are you somebody that would get freckles across your nose and your face? Okay. He's just telling me like, oh, the freckles are coming. You know, it's almost summer. This is our favorite time. So this must have been Dad's favorite season as well. So he's like admiring the freckles are coming. Okay, let's see what else he says. Okay, he's acknowledging, like he showed me driving in the car. So he's saying that he spends a lot of time with you when you're driving. This might be a place that you spend a lot of time speaking to him. But he's acknowledging like being in the car with you when you're thinking, and this is where you process things. Have you had any like check engine lights or anything pop up on your No? Okay. I feel like it's possible that something will come on, but it doesn't make me feel like it's a warning that anything is like majorly wrong with the vehicle or that it's just going to be a big headache. It feels more like a sign, like he's kind of just like doing something. Maybe like we'll say like brake fluid, or like I don't know what he's saying, but something about that comes on too. So keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask him why he's come today other than to say hello. Okay, so there's some sort of feeling of like a gathering or coming together. And he is referring to your mother. So has there been something that you've all gotten together, or is there a plan to get the family together for like a barbecue, a picnic? Nothing that you can think of in this moment? Okay. But
No,
that's
but
something you would regularly do?
there usually would be, and it's something that I've been thinking about is not
Okay.
happening for the first time
Because
this
he's
year.
not there. Is that why we're okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's important that we continue those things, he says, because I am there and you know he's there. So I think he just wants this tradition of getting the family together and eating outside and eating good food and all of this kind of stuff to continue to happen even without him. Did he just like really love being outdoors in the sun in the summer? Because he's just
Yeah.
like, it's our time now. Like, I want to
Yeah.
be outside all the time. Okay. So I definitely feel like, like take it easy, baby steps. You don't have to be forced into anything, but I do feel definite encouragement for you to continue getting together. If it feels like it will actually help you all in some way. And I feel like what he's saying too is like he's a very strong spirit communicator. So like you all know that he's around. And he said that I will make it very obvious that I'm still there. Okay. So he wants you to know that too. And is the dog connected to you or your mom or parent, them? You have a dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's
Barking
referenced.
right now.
Oh, really?
I keep muting because he's barking.
Not okay, because he keeps saying something. He's like, talk about the dog, talk about the dog. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, does she even have a dog? Yes. And the dog's barking. Okay. I feel like that would be his way to say, like, hey, I know the dog's barking. Like, I don't know. I just that feel very much that he's like, he's aware of that and he's with you in the room. Okay. You're not at home, you're on a boat, aren't you? Ah, okay. So like I just realized that when I looked behind you, I saw somebody come down the stairs. I'm like, she's on the sailboat right now, or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. So when he came through and he immediately showed me a boat, that was what he was trying to say. Is they're on the boat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's really special. And this is your boat though, not his, right?
It's our boat. Yeah.
It's your boat.
But he had a boat.
Yeah.
He always had boats.
Yeah. Yeah. Sailing and like just being on the water feels like whether it was yachting or sailing or I don't know, it just feels like
Yeah.
definite.
Little fishing boat.
Yeah, definitely a part of him and what he enjoyed doing and still doing. He says still there, still doing that. Now this is kind of a sensitive subject, and I don't know if we've ever talked about it actually. I hope it's okay to do in this public manner. But in terms of like dad's remains, was dad cremated?
Yes.
And has something been done, or are we planning something? We're
My
waiting. We're
mom
waiting for
my
mom.
mom still has his remains in her closet and will not let us do
She's
anything
not
with them.
ready. Okay.
Not
So he
ready.
knows this. Okay. I got my major goosebumps about this. He knows this and he said, he's like, take it easy with her. Like, let her take her time with it. He's okay. Cause he knows that he's like, not just those remains, he's everywhere. But if mom ever becomes ready, he really would like to be in the water.
I would never doubt that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said at our spot. So is there a place that you both had your boats like at all the time? No.
No, but like in
This
the marina area of St. Catharines would be, yeah.
the area. He just said at the
Yeah.
spot, at our spot.
Yeah.
So it made me feel like
Yeah.
there must be some place that you guys go all the time.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, he just very much knows that. And I feel like that's something that may have been weighing on you where you've been like talking to mom about and you know, and he just says it's okay, it's okay, like let her take time and if she's never ready, she's never ready. But you know, but I feel like one day she will be. Okay. All right. And the dog, he acknowledges the dog. And I feel like he says like the dog. Does the dog bark a lot, especially when you're like feeling your dad around?
He just barks a lot, period.
Period. Okay. But I do feel like dad is telling me that
Back there.
he feels him.
Mm.
Like the dog senses your dad. And the dog would have known your dad, right? Like when he was
For
living.
sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
there's a relationship there. It's not like we're
Yeah.
strangers. Okay. I just want you to know. I feel like your dog definitely is aware of your dad's presence. And some of the barking may happen when dad is there. So if you hear barking and you feel the feeling that you feel when you know dad's around, absolutely dad's around. And I feel like dad is he's like an interesting character because there's like a serious, like there's almost like a professionalism with him, but he also feels like he has a really funny sense of humor. You know what I mean? Like he might say something and you might be like, like say I just met him and then we got to know each other and he warmed up to me. I might be like, whoa, I did not expect you to say that. I don't know. There just feels like there's a humor that comes out at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
playful, for sure.
Playful, that's it.
Yeah.
Playful.
Yeah.
Is dad's ancestry European?
Mhm. Yes.
Are we anywhere near like Norway or Sweden or up in that area of the world?
Sure. German.
German. Okay, so kind of close-ish.
Yeah.
And do you plan to take a trip there at some point in the next? Have you been thinking about it? Did you ever go with dad?
No.
No. Okay, so he just gives me this feels then that it's something a pathway, an opportunity that may present itself in time. Have you been looking into your family tree or ancestry at all? Because it just feels like it's going to come forward in the future.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
feels like there will be a trip made. Okay.
Okay.
He gives me in 3 years. I'm going to put that out. I'm going to ask him if he has any lasting messages for you today. I hear, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Hmm.
Grabs you right by the like cheeks like this. I could just love you. Has mom, there's message about mom too, and like wanting her to take care of herself. Has she lost weight or become more frail since his passing in some way?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like acknowledging that she feels like maybe, I don't know, like it's really taken a toll on her physically. And he keeps saying, I want you to eat more. I want you to sleep more. I want you to like, I want you to get this. Like, I just feel like he's just trying to promote wellness with her. So I know that's hard, like to force somebody to do something. And it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like from his end in spirit, that's something he's trying to nudge her towards. Because I feel like the two of them had like to eat and like had healthy appetites. And so he's just like, remember when we used to eat that, how good that was? Like, I feel like he's trying to remind her. And I also feel like he wants to leave you with the fact mom is dreaming about him 1,000%. even if she hasn't talked about it. You know this? Yeah.
She has, yes.
Oh yeah, because he's like, I'm
We had a
visiting that
visitation,
woman
yeah.
all the time. That's what he just said. He's like, I don't know how she could ever doubt it. Like, I don't think she does anymore.
No.
No, but oh, and he's so sweet because he said, thank you for opening my eyes last year. He said this to me. So I just want to share, if
Oh,
it's okay.
yeah,
Laura and I had our first reading together when her father was close to transitioning to the spirit world. And some things came through about people in spirit and things. And I think they had a conversation about it. And I think it almost made him go, whoa, like that would be super awesome if that happened, you
no,
know?
no, he actually said, well, I'll never be able to do that. So the joke is that he's such a powerful spirit communicator now
Right.
on the other side when he was like, well, that's weird. I'm not going to be able to do that. So,
But it did open up a beautiful
yeah,
dialogue about something that you
it
probably
did.
never talked about before.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. So he just
It's
said,
life
thanks for
changing.
like doing that. Like that was like divinely timed. I feel like it was meant to help him, it meant to for you on your own development,
Yeah.
but for him to kind of move away from any fear. He does acknowledge, I don't want to say too much personal stuff here because I know that this is something that will be publicly shared, but I do just want to share with you that the person that we connected to in your reading, that was connected to your parents,
Yeah.
is with him.
Mm.
And that is, he's showing me like things like, throwing a football and like all these things that maybe they would have done, that they are.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll share. Amy connected to a spirit in our reading that was a young male soul that we couldn't place, and then later figured out it. My mom had a miscarriage when I was in grade 8, and so my dad never had a son. I have one sister, and he always would have loved to have had a son. So I thought that was really cool, and I've had signs from him in different ways that I feel like that's happened, that he's with him.
He's with them.
So it's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what came in that reading was, I think I asked, like, was there a loss or something with mom?
Yeah.
And, but like, I think you said yes, but that maybe they didn't know that it was a boy.
No, they didn't know
Right.
because
And then,
she didn't even know she was
yeah,
pregnant.
but
Yeah.
it was, yeah. Super amazing. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I just want you to know, like, he's just up there, like, he gives me the word chuffed, which is something that I've never used. What does that mean? Kind of
What's that?
like,
What word?
chuffed, like chuffed. Does anybody know what that means? Does that mean like prideful or like excited? Happy.
Happy?
Okay. Like
Mm.
he says it to me and I'm like, I don't know that word really, but
So,
like
no.
I know the feeling is something good. It's like kind of like I'm happy, I'm proud, my chest is puffed up, like I
Yeah.
feel, yeah, he's very, very happy. And I just feel like he just wants you to visualize him up there like throwing a ball around with his boy. And yeah, supporting mom with her all the time with you, is so proud of the journey and he says, and the unfolding she has made. It's just ridiculous how much you've grown in the last year. Very proud about that. And I know this is also a personal thing, but you talk about it very publicly on your social media. Did you begin to go alcohol free after his passing? Because he's very proud of that. It was before?
Mm.
Was it
It
soon
was
before?
before, but
Okay.
I started talking about it after his passing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that he's really proud of you for going out on a limb and sharing that with people, because that's like a new movement, right? And this doesn't come through with any judgment from me or the spirit world, but I do feel like more and more people are talking about, like, not consuming alcohol, like if you don't want to. And it
Yeah.
feels like it's part of the collective consciousness moving out of something, because alcohol
Mm-hmm.
can be such a depressant to us. So,
Mm-hmm.
not that I'm suggesting we shouldn't drink if we want to, but it just feels like more and more people are not anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so he says, because of that, you are leading and you are showing the people that want to change or do something different that they can. So, good for you for being public. Um, he's proud of you for that, very, very much so. And I do feel like something mega is going to come from that. I'm just
Hmm.
gonna, let me see what he'll leave us with here. What does this mean, mega? It's talking about you being a leader.
Hmm.
So I know you're doing like Instagram interviews and things like that, but I do feel like your dad gives me the impression of is that you will either connect with someone via like doing a little Instagram live together, or somebody will see that and then it will lead to something else, because I keep hearing about like something about like radio. So I'm just putting that out there. That might be something that comes about where somebody's like, hey, want to come on and talk about what you're doing. He's
Thank
proud.
you.
He's chuffed. New
Hmm.
word for us today.
Your
Thank you,
word.
Laura. Thank you for being here, for
Thank
making the
you.
time,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, for allowing us to share all that. Because even if we're not receiving a message tonight, we can take something from being in the energy of it and hearing
Yeah,
from others. Yeah.
beautiful. And I
Thank you,
almost
Laura.
didn't join.
I know she messaged me and she's like, I
Right?
don't know if I can make it, but I'd love to come. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
now you know why.
Yeah, I know why I'm here. Thank
Now
you
you
so
know.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I've been
You're welcome.
really having a hard few days missing him because this is the time of year that
Mm-hmm.
he loved the most. He'd
Well,
put
that's
the
why
boat in the water, be in the yard, he'd
it's
open the
our
pool. Like it was
time.
all, and we'd always have a big Father's Day get together. And I was like, we don't have any fathers left for different reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But he does acknowledge, yeah, I know what you're saying about the father piece, but then he's like acknowledging your spouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the last man standing. He's the
Yeah.
only dad left in our family.
Yeah. Celebrate him. And I'll
Yeah,
be with you
we
celebrating
will.
him. He will.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I think you
thank
guys will
you.
get together. I think you'll do something, even if it might be emotional or difficult, because it will be the first one without dad. But I think you guys may come together and you'll feel him in a big way.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Laura. I don't know why, but I
Hmm.
just felt like saying love you, but I think that's coming from your dad.
Thank
But
you.
I think that's coming from your dad.
And
Okay.
both.
Yes, of course. Now I want you to know, anybody who's here and receives a reading, you don't have to stay the whole time. If you have to go afterwards, totally understand if you have to go afterwards. Okay. Okay. So thank you to Laura's dad. I'm just going to kind of disconnect a little bit and set my intention to connect to somebody else today. Kind of like, I feel like they like line up. They're like in an order. Okay. Okay, there's somebody coming forward. There's definitely animals connected to this person, and I feel like there is. I hear barking in my mind's eye, so I feel like there's a dog in spirit, maybe more than one. Um, or this is a dog that makes a lot of noise because it's a lot of barking. Mm, okay, see who this is. Forward a little bit closer to me. Okay, I feel like there are two. I first felt like there was a male that might be middle age, like I wouldn't call him elderly. And I also feel like there's acknowledgement of having another male with him. And I don't know who that person is just yet or what the relationship is together, but I'm gonna keep going here. I feel like this is feels like a father kind of figure again, which is interesting. I guess we are coming up to Father's Day, so this might make sense. I tend to connect to a lot of fathers too because I have my dad in spirit. It just seems to be a thing. But I definitely feel like I've got a dad here for someone, and I feel like they're acknowledging that they're with another male. So let me start with the dad figure first. And there's dogs, or at least one dog. Feel like my chest is connected to this. So heart, lungs, pressure here, something's not going right here. So I feel like this is connected to like leading up to passing, or is the cause of passing. So to recap, I feel like I have a father figure that has a dog or one or more dogs with him. Feels like my chest is like really feels heavy here. So it feels like even like I'm doing this when I'm talking because it feels a bit heavy. So I'm going to ask him to step back a little so I'm not feeling so much. And there's kind of an acknowledgement of like something starting in my body and then other things just kind of going wrong. So it starts with one thing and leads to another thing, is what he makes me feel. Okay. Now these too far. So come a little closer, but just I don't want to feel what you're feeling in terms of your physical body. He just okay, so he shows me him at a much younger age and like he has like a canoe, like carrying it over his shoulder towards the water. Does this resonate for anybody just yet? Father figure, potentially connected to my lungs or heart, and has a dog somehow connected to him or to you that would be in the spirit world and brought through a canoe of sort. You have liver, kidneys, and dog. Okay. 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 So that's your father, and there would be another man connected to your father. Okay. And would he have had anything going on with his chest? Like, would he have had any like blood pressure, cholesterol? Does that make sense too? Like, just something?
Yeah, the other man now
Him.
yes, he would have had that pain.
That's the other guy. And so was the other guy younger than your dad?
No, older than my dad.
So dad's the younger man. Okay. And he would have passed at an older age than your dad.
He passed before my dad, but they passed around the same
Same
age.
age. Okay.
He might have passed younger than my dad.
Okay. That might be what I was picking up on because I feel
Yeah.
like somebody is younger. Okay. Okay. So Tiffany says lungs and dog, but no canoe, father-in-law. Okay. And lungs and dog do connect with me potentially it's not my dad. Okay. So let me get more specific, but I also want to let you know that what happens sometimes in mediumship is what's called blending. Some mediums call it piggybacking. And it's where we have more than one spirit person that has a similar relationship to us, like so father-in-law, and they have similar things happening right in life, whether it's similar illnesses we have or that we have a dog. And so if these things resonate with you, even if like in the end I end up narrowing it down to one person, I want you to trust, if you're feeling that kind of physical body feeling, that that is for you too, like, or an acknowledgement of that for you too. Okay, so let me see about these two people. I feel like this may be for you, actually, Alicia. So let me see. And I have connected to your dad before, but when I connect to him, if this is him, he doesn't come through in as a familiar sense as Laura's dad did. And that may be purposeful on his behalf. Tell me some more. Did the canoe make sense? Would like you have something with a canoe or him? Because it was like he was hiking it over his shoulder as if he was carrying it to the water.
I mean, he's very outdoorsy, but
Okay.
it's not, I don't know that he would have when he was like younger had a canoe or anything.
Actually, he
I,
says this is for about you. Would you have a kayak or a canoe?
I don't have a kayak, but I did do like I'm flashing to a camp I did where
Yeah.
there were a lot of canoes.
Okay. Because when I said that doesn't resonate, tell me some more. He said this is about her or for her. Okay, so it's a memory potentially of that. But I will tell you what he gives me, like what feels most strong is that that's something that will show up in your life.
Mhm.
But it feels less like canoe. I feel canoe came forward about a memory, and kayak comes forward about something that you may do. And actually, he's laughing because he's showing me you in a kayak in your pool. And it's like almost like you would maybe practice in there. I don't know. It's funny and he's laughing about it. Like almost like practice where I feel safe before I go out onto the open water. I don't know.
Interesting.
Interesting, right?
I
Okay.
feel like that will connect in down the road.
It makes sense later. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like I see your pool. Is your pool like a different shape? Like it's not just like an oval? Is it like
It's a kidney shape.
kidney? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Kidney. That's what I see. Is a kidney shaped pool with somebody with a kayak in it. And he's like laughing about it. So I don't know what this is about, but just, you know how spirit works. They bring up stuff about the future sometimes. Okay. So I feel like that will show up and that will be good for you. I feel like Jordan will be a part of it. I feel like you guys are going to start kayaking together at some point.
Sounds fun.
I do definitely feel like this is your dad. Now that especially he's talking about the kidney shaped pool and all that. And he brought up Jordan. So now I know for sure. Also, he's acknowledging this journey you and Jordan are on together. I feel like I know we're talking about somebody else here, so I won't get too personal because I respect boundaries, but like I feel like what he's saying is Jordan's always been kind of a bit open and to things. He has an open mind and he's curious. But he definitely feels like he's blooming a lot lately in terms of his own spiritual connection. And I feel like that's because of you, is what your dad says. What you're doing is helping him in so many huge ways. And this is a divinely orchestrated partnership. And I feel like you know that in your heart of hearts.
I do.
You do.
Just
like
gently nudging him to step into the force.
Your husband, you're like, come on. Yes. So this, I feel like this makes sense then. I feel like what's happening is, yeah, you're meant to take the lead. You're meant to do it first. And then he's like, okay, cool. Because there's already a curiosity. There's already an openness with him. I feel like your dad's saying he's just somebody that needs to like see things. Like he needs to see it for himself or feel it for himself. And he will for sure. I actually feel, okay, this is future based. Okay. So I know there's no way to validate it in the moment, but it could be a validation of a dream or something we've ever talked about. He shows me you guys coming together and doing something together. And that thing specifically about the future feels like it has to do with writing. So I feel like you guys, is it not true that he is a musician? Okay, because he's talking about that he's a lyricist. Does he write music?
He does, yeah.
Okay, because he's bringing forward, he's acknowledging the thing that you just did last night that I know about in my mind, bridging spirituality and creativity. And he's bridging like music and lyrics and instrumentals and all of that with spirituality too. And I feel like that's something you and Jordan will explore in the future.
Beautiful.
That's really exciting, isn't it?
It's also really exciting because I today remembered, so just to validate what you're telling me as well, is I just flashed back to, hey, I gave him lyrics to a spiritual song that I wanted him to write for me to put into a reel. And I was like, he never did that. I think he wanted me that to just go away.
Him. Yeah, he's like, she'll just forget if I don't bring it up. No, Dad wants you to do that. Yeah. So this feels really good. And I don't know. I know you're a big reader, Alicia. Have you ever read the book, The Creative Way of Being? By Rick Rubin?
Oh, yes. Yes. I've read half of it and I just bought the physical book of it.
Okay, good. Dad says good because he literally shows me the book in my hand. I have this book I haven't finished reading. Reminder to both of us to get cracking on this. But he's talking about finding inspiration from that book because Rick talks a lot about music and lyrics and connection to spirit. And so he's just kind of using that almost like as an inspiration for something that you and Jordan will do together. And I think that's really, really cool. And it's not a coincidence that you just bought the hard copy of that book.
And I bought it physically for the both of us to have on the coffee table, and the both of us were listening to it together. So that was our way of connecting as well. So that's validating.
This is what Dad's doing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay. Yeah. And you will connect over because he will be able to relate to it because it's really relatable content. You know, you've read half of it. It's relatable to like a person that may not be super woo-woo. Not that you're woo-woo or I'm woo-woo. Yeah, but like, you know, in a grounded way. Yeah. Okay. Dad thinks this is all really cool. in life, I think he said, I would have thought you guys were nutters. That's what he literally says.
Totally.
Would have thought you were nutters. He's like my dad. My dad was like, you know, if ever I was watching Long Island Medium, who's laughing now? I always say that to my dad. Yeah, so but he is just fascinated with the spirit world. He says, I'm just fascinated. I'm like a kid in the candy store because there's this whole new world that I had no idea existed. Or, you know, I kind of was like looking through it maybe through a dogma kind of view. And he's like, wow, you know, he's very interested, and he keeps talking actually about being a student. So he makes me feel like he's learning a lot in the spirit world. Let's see if he'll tell me a little bit more about this. Okay. Alicia, are you connected yet to the Akashic Records?
Yes.
You access them?
I realized that I can access them. I've been accessing them with somebody else, but it came up recently that I have
Yeah,
access.
you have access. So he said, yes, you have access, and he has access. So this is
I
something
would
that
rather if she wasn't up here because she keeps distracting me.
Sarah, I'm just gonna mute you there. Yeah, so he is kind of like working with them in some way in the spiritual world. So he's leading you to the Akashic Records. It's your next thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, keep going on that. I love that he's coming through and like giving you guidance for the future. I think that's really cool. Let me see if he'll bring anything about the now before I leave him. Oh yeah, and this other guy's here. Who is this other guy? Tell me more about him. And then tell me if you have something for Alicia about right now. It's your dog, is what I heard. Is it your dog? Yep. Okay. Was that dog smallish? Like not a big, huge dog? Yeah. And did it bark a lot? Or like was it yappy sometimes? I say that with love.
I think that there's a bit of a blending because I have a dog on the other side that wasn't, but a dog here
That does.
that we just got that does bark a lot. So
Yeah,
I think
that makes a lot of sense actually, because when I was picking up on this dog in spirit, because I know that you have a dog now, and I know what the dog's name is. It's really cool. It's Mystic. Everyone, isn't that a cool name? And what I was hearing was like, I know about that dog. I know about that dog, right? And it feels like it's your dog is the dog in spirit male?
No.
Female. Do you have a male now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's like she's she is funny because she's like a little old lady in dog form, and she goes, would you shut up, the racket, you know, like the dog, the barking, like she's so funny. It's like she's getting annoyed at the dog for barking. That's so funny. Let me see what else. Who is this guy? Tell me about him, please. Family relation, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So he doesn't tell, so this person doesn't come forward super strongly. It feels like dad wants to talk on his behalf, but there's acknowledgement that I'm here. So definitely feel like there's a relationship between these two guys that feel kind of chummy. So is this like a brother or a cousin? Are they, no?
Not a brother.
I feel he said I'm chummy. So it makes me feel like we get along, or we have some things in common, or we're kind of the same age.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I don't know who it is. I'm
Who did you think?
projecting who it is, but I think, yeah.
Well, no, but the chest, was it the heart with the guy?
It was the chest. Well, no, yeah. So I believe it was the heart.
Yeah. Okay. I do feel like I've got, so just tell me who he is to you, and
So
then
I
I'll
think
see if I can get specifics.
it's my no. So it's my dad's dad.
Got it. And maybe this like age is just that no passed around the same age. So now in the spirit world, we're like the same in some way, even though we're not. Okay. Okay, but I feel I heard chummy, but I feel like this friendliness is significant. I feel like you're purposely being told that they're getting along really well. So that almost suggests to me. So were they not always on the same page in life?
Yeah, so this is interesting because I think, because I know that you won't remember a lot of the things that come through. So they came through last time together.
Mhm.
And my dad had said like they didn't
They
get
made
along
it up.
they didn't get along here, but they're getting along really well there. And I
Okay.
know that they're coming to me together
Yes. So when you
whenever there's
connect,
fun
you
in
know
that.
they're together. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember the details from your
Yeah.
reading, but okay. Okay. Because I need to point out that we're chummy. So like we fixed whatever was going on in life and we're buddies. Let me see if Nona will say anything else. And is Nono's spouse is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely.
No. Yeah. He said she's here too. Just keep hearing. I love it's her. It's her that wants to come in. So this is your grandmother and you're very close. And she smells like a floral arrangement. I don't know why, but she smells like flowers to me.
Her name is Rose.
Yeah, she smells like a rose bush. But just to point out, that's a way that spirit can get us to something rather than saying my name is like, because they wouldn't say my name is Rose. They just give us a feeling or show us a rose bush. But yeah, this way was smelling. Her name was Rose. Well, hello, Rose. And they have a really funny relationship. Nono and Rose have a funny relationship. It's like one of those. Were they Italian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you see like older couples and they kind of like fight like cats and dogs, but they just love each other so much, but they're like, yeah, yeah, like that's what that comes through. So she's just like, oh, he's still getting on my nerves up here. Like, that's kind of what's coming through. Okay, so they're really proud of you. You're doing so well. You've accelerated your path tenfold in the last few years. There was a big change right around, was it like pre-COVID or right after COVID? Did you change jobs, profession around that time period?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what they said is that was like difficult for a lot of reasons, but it was the absolute right thing. You're on your soul's path, and that has accelerated things that maybe wouldn't have come in this lifetime and has created space for it to happen. So they just keep saying you're on the fast track.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
The fast track. Speaking of fast track, either they're telling me that you have a heavy foot or Jordan does, or one of these people did, like driving. Did somebody like to speed a little bit?
My dad, for sure.
Because they said you're on the fast track. And then I felt like somebody was pushing the foot down and they're like really, really going fast. Okay, Dad, Speedy Gonzalez up there, he says. That's something he enjoys, I think. He was a little bit of a daredevil, Alicia.
I think he probably wanted to be even more than he was.
More. He's like a big kid.
Yeah.
He's a big kid, and he's like even more in that energy in the spirit world because he can just like do whatever the heck he wants. And that's why he said, like, I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's just like amazing. So I know you have no concerns about him. I know that he's there. I know that he's okay because I know that you work with spirit as well. But yeah, he's going to be working with you, he says, with the Akashic records. I just want you to know that.
That's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's going to be something that you offer people.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for allowing me to connect to him.
Thank you
And
so
to
much.
Nono didn't have as much to say. It was Rose came in, but Nono he said that he was very, very proud of you is what I felt come through. And they just come in like chums. It's very interesting. It's like Nona wanted to be a big kid in life and feels like he just wasn't able to because of circumstances and things and hardships that happened. So And I feel like it created some sort of distance between your dad and him in some way, almost like, so did Nona want your dad to conform in some way or to be more like straight and narrow? I don't know what this is about, but I just feel like that your dad and him together are almost like aging backwards in the spirit world. They're becoming more like children.
Mm.
And I feel like Nona is saying, I wish I could have been more like that in life. I always felt kind of, I was happy, I was fulfilled, but there was a part of me that always felt like I held myself back a little in some way.
Yeah, I think he thought he had to be a certain way in order to
Yeah, I
be.
have to be like this. And that's a generational thing and maybe a cultural thing. Like, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I felt like that somehow impacted his relationship with your dad in some way. And that's why I said, like, did he try to keep him in the straight of narrow? Because I felt like no sensed or like knew that your dad had a little bit of a wild streak in him.
Mhm.
And he was always like, and I just feel like even if they didn't talk about that, the energy just feels tense in some way. It's gone. It's gone.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Okay, let me see if she has anything for you, Sarah. Oh, Nana. Is there like a greenhouse, like siding connected to anybody, Sarah? Like whether she had one or you guys did or parents do?
Not green. No. I don't know about her houses. When
Okay.
I knew her, she was in an apartment.
Okay. I feel like we're talking about a family home. Almost like looks like a split level or like a bungalow or like something of that.
I could yell at my dad to come back up.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can tell him afterwards. I'm recording it, so I'll send it to you
Green.
later. There's something that looks like green siding to me. And like pride. Have you just bought a house, or are you trying to buy a house or selling a house and buying a house? Something about moving with you coming in? Not on your
No,
radar?
no,
Okay.
unfortunately.
It might show up on your radar. I feel very strongly about it. I feel very strongly that she's talking about, when you say unfortunately, do you mean that you don't own a home yet?
Correct.
Correct. But you want to, and you're making plans to
Well,
in some way, as best you can
yeah,
in this economy.
yeah,
I get it. I know.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, but she does make me feel like don't like hang up your, she said, don't hang up your hat on that dream. That's an interesting way to say it. Don't hang up your hat on that dream. It feels like something's going to turn around in the next couple of years. Now, I mean, whether or not things kind of, the economy takes a little bit of a dip and it makes it where so people that aren't in the housing market are able to get in. She just makes me feel like there's some movement in the next couple of years for you when it comes on that front, Sarah. So don't be discouraged.
Okay.
And you know how this works because I brought something in for you like before it happened. And you were like, eh, and then now you know that it was truthful. Yeah, I feel like there's a home in your future with your with your name on the deed kind of thing is what she says. So and she's
That's
excited
really
about
cool.
that. She's excited about that for you. And then she says you'll have your wraparound porch. Do you want a wraparound porch?
Yeah.
You'll have your wraparound porch with your little rocking chair and your cup of tea, and you will have it, my friend. You'll have it, my dear, she says. Oh, she just gave me big goosebumps. That's the dream, isn't it? To be like the little old lady on the porch with the, it's
It
happening.
totally is.
It's happening. You'll have it. It's my dream too. I'm like manifesting a home. I need a wraparound porch would be awesome. Just like a covered porch, anything. I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, let me sit outside in the rain. Yeah, she says you will have your wraparound porch. Did she pass before your daughter was born?
Yeah.
Yep. I feel that. She makes me feel like she has a connection to your daughter. And she would have kind of held your daughter in safekeeping before she came to you.
I believe that.
Your daughter has gift of communication. I don't know if she's talked early or if she just loves to gab or she just loves to talk. Regardless, that's her gift is what I'm hearing in life is expression and communication. She might be a big talker as she continues to get older. She's still really little, isn't she?
She is. She just turned 4. Her
you-
middle name is my Nana's name.
I know that. I'm telling you, I know that because I literally wrote it down and hadn't got to it. I know, because when she said we're connected, I knew
Yeah.
I knew it was in more ways than one. And is it okay if I share it? The first time I connected to with Sarah, I brought through a little baby that was coming for her. And she was kind of like, oh, I don't know how you felt about it at the time. I don't remember, but
You were so scared to tell me that. And I'm like, actually, no, that's kind of where we want to go
that
here.
was like very early in my mediumship. It was like in my first year. And I'm like, do I tell somebody this? Like, what if they don't want that to happen? Like, is it okay to say that? So, but I felt like it was okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, again, we had faith. We saw that come in. She came in, she was manifested. Here she is. She's 4 years old. The home's going to be the same thing. It's no different, grandma says. So like keep working with your mindset. She's talking about affirmations for you. Keep up with the affirmations. And something about a nightlight in your daughter's room. Does your daughter have a nightlight? Is there anything in her room that's shaped like a moon?
She just got a new nightlight for her birthday, and it shoots constellations and
Stop
moons
it right now. Yeah. She shows it to me because she said, so is she in bed right now? Is she sleeping?
No, she's downstairs with my parents.
Oh, okay. Because it's like she's showing me like bedtime routine.
But it's past
bedtime. It's coming.
Yeah.
And I just see this beautiful like stars and moons and things, and it looks like a nightlight. And I felt
Yep.
it was newish. So yeah, grandma knows about that. And she spends a lot of time with her when she's in there too. So if anything unusual happens where you're like hearing something on the baby monitor, or you're like, who are you talking to in there? It's grandma. It's grandma.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she just goes, I love you. I love you. And do you have something with her voice on it, whether it's like a tape, an old VCR? Is there something with her voice? Because she's telling me that somebody just listened to something with her voice.
I do not have anything with her voice.
Ask your dad.
That's a lie. I probably do. Hard to get at. I'm seeing my cousin next weekend, and she may. But I do have my papa on cassette talking about the war.
Okay. All right. And this is her spouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that could be coming from him, and she's just saying it on his behalf because she knows she's like, I know we got to be quick. But yeah, very much like somebody's just listening to my voice. So that may be like somebody just listened to his voice. But I keep hearing like, I love you. And also, like, Build-A-Bear.
Yeah.
You know how you can like put your voice in? Does somebody have one of those? It doesn't have to be with her voice, but did somebody put somebody's voice in a Build-A-Bear? I can hear it. It's
Not
like,
off the top of my
okay,
head.
it might be a cousin or like somebody else, like one of the grandkids' kids, but like she keeps showing me like squeezing it and it going, like, I don't know. It's just very, very cute. But also just keep in mind, if you're ever somewhere, like if you're ever walking down that aisle in Walmart that all has those like things that you press, if you're anything like me, we go down there and we like press every one. It's like mayhem. It's almost like I'm walking somewhere and I hear, but it feels kind of like animated. It just makes me feel like that's her. I don't know. It's so random, but I have to tell you. She was expressive and vocal. Was she a talker?
She was a talker. She's
Yeah.
very soft-spoken, but she's so soft. So soft.
Yeah.
But when Nana spoke, you listened.
Yeah. I mean, business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might have been her energy when I first was like, I have somebody who's very soft. And
She's so soft.
it's almost like somebody you hear in like a guided meditation. You're like, okay, I'm relaxed. Like she has a voice like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She's amazing. She's got great energy. She loves you. I just keep hearing, I love you. What is your daughter's name? Can you tell me? What's this connection?
Anna.
Anna. Was she Anna?
So her first name was Anna, but she despised it.
Yeah.
So I was nervous about naming Lily that because I was afraid that Nana was going to hate it.
Billy
Her name is Anna. Yeah. Her name is Anna Bernice.
Yeah.
and she always went by B.
B. I love it.
Yeah.
No, she loves it. She loves the connection. But that really reminds me of my grandmother because I always wanted to name one of the kids after her. If I had another daughter, maybe I would have. But she hated her name. Her name was Phyllis, and I wasn't going to use Phyllis, but her middle name was Hazel. So I was going to use Hazel. And she's like, don't over my dead body. Like she like just hated her first and middle name. She's like, over my dead body. But yeah, my sister gave her, if you listen to my Spirit Babies episode recently, I talk about my sister's daughter. Yeah, that's Madison Hazel. So it did end up in the family, but wow, that was lovely. I'm glad we can connect that to both Tiffany and Sarah. I knew it. I was like, this is coming in really confusing. It's not coming in like the other times. It's not coming in fluid like when I do a one-on-one. There's more than one person here and they're confusing me. Yeah, but we figured it out. Thank you, Sarah. Another woman. Very pretty. So she comes through looking young, as in maybe like her prime, she says to me, like in her late 20s, early 30s. But she didn't pass at this time. She was older, but she wants to be kind of remembered being younger. There's something about the shape of her face. It's very pretty, and I feel like she has high cheekbones. And I feel like she's kind of like round, high cheekbones. And I feel like she had dark hair naturally. Definitely feel like we are connecting on a mom's side. So if this is not a mother figure to someone here, then it would be like on mom's side. I feel maternal energy big time. And again, I don't know if this is somebody's mom here or if this is like a grandma describing mom. This, let me see. It's almost like what she's showing me is like someone that would have like lived through the 70s and kind of been youngish. So like 20s or 30s. And I see like bell bottoms and I see like a little like kerchief kind of thing over her hair, and her hair is long and it looks like it's like stick straight. And she's a free spirit. Free spirit. Does anybody here have a mom in spirit that would have like been a young adult in the 70s? Or is this grandma talking about mom?
My mom would have been, but the bell bottom thing is a no.
Doesn't make sense, but this is her
No.
this is her time period.
Yeah.
It could have been a way to take me to an era, to a decade, to recognize it. She had dark hair and straight hair.
Dark hair. She would have been late 20s then, early 30s.
Mm-hmm. And she's in spirit. I knew, yes. Okay. Thank you. And is her mother as well?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I felt very strong, like maternal line. And I felt like there was a mom and then possibly somebody like talking about a mom. So I think it's
she
her
would make
mom.
sure to come through as her younger self too.
Look at me, you know, she's like, yes, this was the prime, my prime.
Yes.
She said.
Yeah.
And she was very pretty.
Oh yeah.
You have those cheekbones.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She was feeling herself at this time in her life.
Yeah.
I feel. Yep.
And as she should.
Did she like to dance?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's dancing.
Yeah. Even in school, she did dance. Yeah.
She's dancing. And you know, if somebody's like dancing and they're like just holding their arms out, it's almost like her head's back, her arms are back, and she's just like spinning in a circle. And she's like, I'm free. Like she just keeps talking about being free. I felt like she was this free spirit, but like the life got her down. And then she's like, I'm free. And she's just like dancing to like the music that she loved. She loved 70s music. Yes. Or like classic rock.
Yes. Yeah. I think she's saying that because I'm doing that a lot now. myself.
Dancing.
Yeah, just like that, like, kind of just
Just free
channeling her
movement.
in that.
Channel it
Yes.
movement.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
So I think
Oh,
she's
I love
probably
it.
saying she's doing
She's
that
seeing
with
it.
me.
She's seeing
Yeah.
it. And she's like, I'm
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what song she just gave me was Sweet Emotion. That's what she just played
Oh,
for me. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay. So play some Aerosmith maybe when you're done.
I will.
Okay. She's funny.
She is funny.
She's hilarious, really. She really is. She like to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Too good a time, she said. She's very cheeky. Like she's like, I don't know. She's just very like, do you know what I mean by cheeky?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mom, tell us why you're here today, other than to tell us you're free. I'm unburdened, she said. I love this. I've connected to your mom before, but not like this.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is a new version of mom for me.
Yeah, I'm wanting to see where she's going with it because I think I know.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, you're not familiar to me. This is like a whole new version of you. And she's like, I know. She feels like even like she has healed even more since the last time that we've spoken. She's healing through you.
Yes, that's where I was hoping you were going with this. Yes.
Your
Okay.
healing helps her heal. And she said, I'm not placing like responsibility on you, but I just want you to know that the more you heal, the more I heal.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
She's showing me a beautiful image of the umbilical cord. And she's like, we're still tethered, baby.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, good.
She has like a way of speaking too. It's almost like, I don't know, like, did she talk almost like, did she have like a certain intonation in the way that she spoke?
Yeah, almost rhythmic. I don't know. For
It's
lack of a
rhythmic
better
because you
way to
know what
put
I'm
it.
thinking of? The only person I can think of, and I'm not suggesting she sounds like this, but you know how like Matthew McConaughey is like that's the intuition that I hear with her. She's very relaxed. She's like
Well,
very,
and you know what? It's funny you say Matthew McConaughey because he's from Texas and that's where she's from.
she's from Texas. So maybe she's trying to get me to the accent.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, now I want to channel Matthew McConaughey's living self,
Yeah.
but I won't because I just felt like going Livin. But that's coming like from your mom for sure. She's all about
Yes.
this. She's having a great time. I cannot believe the difference in your mother.
Yes. So there, yeah. I was hoping so. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, she is really happy with what you've been doing. Music, you're healing with music, you're healing with dance.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps talking about drums. Do you have something like a okay, you know how you can get like a little like not like drums with like a drumstick, but you know how you can get like a little like one that sits in your lap, like a bongo?
Well, I've
I don't know
been
a better word.
doing shamanic healing.
That's
So
yeah.
maybe that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what's been helping me get to where I'm at.
1,000%, because that's what
Yeah.
she's talking about, the healing
Yeah.
and what you're doing with your healing. And then she's
Yes.
like, I can hear that rhythmic drumming.
Yes.
So drumming is for you too.
Mm-hmm.
It's working.
Yes, it is.
And it's working for her.
Yeah.
You know, after you like walk out of a massage and you're just like, even like you talk as a like that's like a total relaxation. That's how she's talking to me. She's very happy.
Okay, good.
I'm very proud. She also shows me this flower, and she keeps like tucking it behind your ear. I don't know if this is a memory or something that somebody's done to you, but like tucking a flower.
We just got back from Hawaii renewing our vows.
Stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's saying she was there.
Yeah. It was pink and like white was what I was saying.
Yes. Pink and white. Yeah.
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 She's like tucking it behind your ear. She was there. She was happy to be there. You said you left your soul in Hawaii though. Does that make sense? Like you really love it? Okay. You'll go back.
Yeah.
Did you bring home some sand?
Yeah.
I just want to point out to everyone, can you see how like she is so high vibe and the information just comes in like that's high vibrational spirit, you know, like that's what we need to get ourselves in. And you know what I felt like called to do before this reading? I turned on music because I like did a little dance where I was like doing the same thing. And I just said, "Hey Siri, play me a song." You know what song played? It was not Sweet Emotion. I wish, because my favorite is classic rock. No Diggity came on, and I was like, okay, I'll allow it. So that's what I danced to before this song. But
It
yeah,
helps
no,
me move my energy.
absolutely. Yep. All need to do that more, and just kind of like see this as an example. When we're like high vibe, the communication is as if she's like right here, like talking with me face to face, 1,000%. Mhm.
That's good to know. I've been trying to pull her close with the changes. So that's telling me that I'm
You
doing
are
the right
pulling her
thing.
close. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And your vibration and your healing is helping her. And so your communication together is going to become more obvious and fluid.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Did she smoke too, Tammy?
Yeah. She had a
She
particular
still
smell.
is, sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Loved her ciggies.
Yeah. She's funny. She's like, we all have to have like one bad habit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Smoke is a sign for you. You know that cigarette smoke. If you get a whiff, it's her.
Oh, okay. I would have thought my dad. So okay.
It might be both of them, but she's claiming
Yeah.
it in this moment. Does his dad have anything to say now that he's been referenced? It's like, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's just how it works. We think of spirit, they come forward. He's there. She said, yeah, the big lug's here. That's coming through loving. He was a bigger guy though, right? Yeah. She pulled him like around the shoulder and pulled him in. I don't feel like he has much to say. He's just smiling. But he does say, I'm happy with all the changes you've made. You're doing really good. And the kids are doing good. The boys are doing good. Is somebody really serious with a girlfriend? One of your boys?
He wants to be getting there.
He's getting there. He said, keep
Yeah.
trying. Keep
He's
trying,
getting
champ.
at that age, yeah.
It's like kind of in a way, it's not like an offensive way, but it's like he's wearing it down. She's coming around, you know, like it feels like that's happening, and your dad's chuckling about it and laughing. And there's something about a vehicle too, but it doesn't feel like I know I talked about a vehicle for you last time, like one of your boys with a Jeep or something. Is that right? Because you're showing me that. But also, did somebody
It's the younger one we're trying to get going now.
to drive?
Yeah.
And does either dad or do one of the boys like what somebody might call like a muscle car?
Yeah, my younger son.
That's what he shows me. And your dad makes me feel like that will be part of his
Yeah, because
path.
he was a big muscle car guy in life. Yeah.
He'll find one for him.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And he's just like, it's going to be a steal. It's almost going to be one of the situations where you're like, what? You know, like it feels like it will be less expensive than maybe we think it's going to be.
Well, that's so funny you say that, because my younger son, he does not want a new car. He thinks that like
Used.
no.
Used.
Yes.
Lived in, vintage, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
All of this is totally giving me like Matthew McConaughey vibes from my favorite movie ever. Please don't judge me, but my best friend and I, our favorite movie ever is Dazed and Confused. And we can like verbatim tell you lyrics to that. That's like our friend movie. And it's, you know, when he drives up and he's got his arm on the thing. You got to go watch Dazed and Confused now.
My parents were forever stuck in the 70s. Like,
yes,
forever.
that's why she came through with bell bottoms on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is like super personal, but did any of them ever like smoke other substances?
Smoke weed?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Okay, because that's blowing around in the air too. So I just
it's me.
It's you. Okay, good for you, right? But I don't know. I just feel like
they would have been absolutely against it in life.
In life.
So now I think they enjoy it with me. But you know,
free bird. You're free as a bird.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They
know it chills me out, you know?
Yeah. And they're like super chill now. So they're like, oh, you know, we're getting the side effects of this. Yeah, no, they're hilarious. No, there's no judgment with that at all. No judgment at all. They're like, whatever gets you like in the zone, whatever gets you out of your mind so that you can receive good.
Amen.
Go for it. I love your parents. And this is a totally different version of your parents than I've ever connected to, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes since the last time we spoke, but we'll connect after this and you and I will talk. But yeah.
Yeah, because when I connected to your parents before, it was heavier.
Yeah, well, you told me a lot in our last reading that I made changes in. So yeah, but we'll talk
Thank
after all
you,
this.
my friend.
Yes.
This is what
Thank
doing the
you.
work is all
So
about, because holy
yes,
shit.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank
Oh,
you.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. The shamanic thing, absolutely. Drumming circles, absolutely. I know I've talked to you many times about the property you guys are purchasing, where
Yeah.
I felt like you're going to facilitate something around healing, having people
Well,
come
I've
in.
got a team of animals now in shamanic meditation.
Stop
Oh,
it.
yes,
Do you have
it's
an
the
owl?
best. Yes, yes, I
I
do
see
have
an
an owl.
owl. The owl
Yes, yeah.
is really, really
Uh-huh.
connected to you.
And we went up to our property and we have an altar tree now. We blessing with the fairies and breaking ground. So
I
it's all
love
good. It's
it.
all
I love
happening.
it.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have some sort of shamanic journeying things
Yes.
happening there with other people.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Amen. Uh-huh. That's the plan. Thank you.
You're welcome. To end, your dad said break on through to the other side. So I'm just going to leave you with that.
I will. No problem, pups.
Oh, God. Now I'm going to go have to listen to Jim Morrison. That's so funny. All their music. That was all my dad's music too. So I was raised on that. That's all I listened to, really, other than No Diggity when Siri plays it for me. To the other side. Okay. I love that too, because that's a metaphor for spiritual life. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tammy. Good for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You feel that in your soul, Steph? What did you feel in your soul? All of it? I just got that message. Sorry.
Oh, when she was talking about doing healing and then getting kind of like healing the mother lines or like that side, I feel like I really resonated with that.
Yeah.
So I was
Yep.
like, yeah,
Big time. She's got very strong maternal lineage. And the power is she's like the power just comes out of Tammy. Like Tammy is the one to turn it around. No pressure, but like you know that already. You know that.
Yeah, I know I broke a lot of stuff in my lineage this time
cycle
around for sure.
breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. With your hubby too. You're both cycle breakers. Yeah. So it's like two coming together and it's just magic. Okay, amazing. Okay, Spirit told me I have to do one more, so let's do that. Okay, so I'm hearing something about having a sister in spirit, but I don't know if one of you guys have a sister in spirit or this is like this person has their sister with them up there. Let me see where this is going. I feel very strongly that I want to go to this side of my screen. So who's over here is like Steph and Jen. And I feel like I have a woman that would have had a sister. And sister may be with her. Let's see what else they give me. But I just feel drawn to this part. Necklace. Necklace. Okay. Okay, so she's showing me a necklace. I'm going to ask you for a little bit more. My nose. Think about my nose. Okay. She comes in. She just comes in softly. So she's not as kind of like, whoop, like we had with Tammy. She comes a little bit more softly. She feels older to me. I don't know why she keeps talking about her nose. I'm not sure if there's just something about the shape of her nose that would be something that stands out, or if she's got any like breathing or like nasal stuff, but there's something coming about that part of my face, my body. Like necklace passing, so it could have been something we've inherited. I do wonder about breathing. So even if cause of passing wasn't lung related, I feel like this person may have had like breathing assistance. So maybe like air, you know. I feel like this is a grandmother. So it feels like there's a grandmother that would have um, a sister figure. Steph or Jen, does that resonate with either of you? Like having that could relate to Nana's sister, Sarah says. Okay.
And my grandmother, she definitely has multiple sisters in spirit.
Okay.
And when she passed, she had like a lung infection, but then caught an infection at the hospital, and she was
On air.
on air. It's like
Okay. When she brought up necklace, it did immediately make me think of you because I know we've talked about a necklace before. Is that the same grandmother that would belong to? That's the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this could be blending, or this could be something about that grandmother's necklace. I don't know. Let me just see where this is going. I definitely wanted to go over there towards you and Steph. And breathing is impacted, and I have oxygen on, and that's important.
I also have a grandmother, but I'm not, I didn't, I don't know a lot of her side of the family, so I don't know like if she has a sister with her.
Okay. Okay. This very well could be for both of you in some sort of way. So I'm going to see where this goes. Okay. Because it might be a situation like we had with Tiffany and Sarah, where there was two people and then they kind of stepped apart and it got more clear for me when they did. Okay. Jen, would you have a memory of some sort, either in your current life or a memory from childhood with your grandparents in some way, where somebody had a ride on mower?
No.
Okay. I see a man like going around like the periphery of his property on a ride-on mower.
No.
Like pride of grass, and I don't know. Does your spouse, Jen, like to keep up on like yard work and has to have the grass perfect?
No, but he would like to, and that's a big
He would
thing.
like to. He'd like more time or something.
Yes.
Because just at that moment, what I felt like this ride-on mower was like it's about her spouse, or like there's something about pride of ownership and like wanting the outside to look really nice.
We just spent last weekend trying to de-weed the backyard, and it's been stressing him like crazy. We don't have the time.
Okay. Do you have a big enough property that at some point you could use a ride-on mower, or is it like?
We could. We probably wouldn't be necessary, but we've joked around. And the guy next door always uses it, and we joke that we wish he would just come onto ours.
That's so funny. I feel like this part is for you. Okay, I'm just saying, because I felt like, I mean, it makes so much sense too with the mower and just this talking about the mower. So let me see if she'll get a little bit more specific. So, because I feel like there was humor coming through, like that she witnessed that or finds it humorous, or just is like kind of chuckling about it. But makes me feel like there will be a mow-on rower in or mow-on. Why do I keep saying that? A ride-on mower, not a row-on rower.
Right.
So funny.
As long as it works.
As long as it works. Okay. But okay, like good job, like cleaning up the property and stuff, and like don't stress. It's Rome wasn't built in a day is kind of the energy that comes through. But I do feel like he's someone that like that would be important, or he wishes he had more time for. That's exactly what she just gave me. So let me see what else comes through about this. Do you have a garage or a shed that's like not attached to the house?
Yes.
It's your. I feel like this is your property. I feel because she's like showing it to me. Is this at right now just kind of used to like throw stuff in, and it's not really purposeful?
It's a 100-year-old barn that we don't even use, but there's stuff just in it.
There's just stuff in it. That might stress your husband out too.
Yes, we want to get rid of it. He wants to get rid of it.
It's possible you could just like tear it down.
That's what we want to do.
Okay, and that's possible, but I also feel like there's almost this like or we could repurpose it. And like, maybe that's like grandma's personality where she's like, let's see what we could do with it. But regardless, you do whatever you want, but there's definitely awareness of like this thing stresses you out and there's just stuff thrown in it. We don't know what to do about it. Okay. But she'd like him to have a space though. I don't think maybe he doesn't have time for this right now, but she makes me feel like he would like to have more time tinkering. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Working with his hands,
Yes.
fixing stuff. She's showing me like working with wood. So if he doesn't already do this, he may in the future.
That's
Are
what he
you
wants
ready?
to do. That's what he wants to do.
He's gonna do it, Jen.
Wow.
He's gonna do it. And I feel like she's saying like either convert the old barn if you don't want to do it, maybe build something in its place that's more, usable for you.
Mhm.
And that can be his little hang-out where he does his woodworking.
Wow.
She loves your husband.
That's
Has
it.
she?
Before I came on, my husband was saying today, I all week, I hope your grandparents love me. He never met them.
Oh my God. And here she is. I love him. And I just had to start this reading talking about him instead of her. Sorry, honey. But you guys asked for it. I love him, she said. He's a good soul. She makes me want to cry all of a sudden. Was she like super sentimental or like emotional? Like, would she have teared up over things? She just makes
If
me want
it's
to
the
cry.
one I'm thinking of, she was very sentimental, kept a lot of things.
Yeah.
Things meant a lot to her.
Yeah. And that may be also why she's like, well, what if we don't tear it down, but we repurpose
That's
it?
exactly. Oh, totally. Totally.
Okay. It has good bones, like
Yeah.
it's kind of her argument. Okay. Okay. I love him, she says. Okay. Thank you. Tell us more. I've never connected to her though, right? I connected to the other grandma.
I think it might
Be the same?
It could be either one. I'm a little confused as to which one it is. I think it
Okay.
may be the one you connected to. She was
Okay.
really, really sentimental. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
And she brought up a necklace to you before.
Yes.
And she's bringing up a necklace today. Okay. Thank you. And she has lots of sisters in the spirit world because I felt like I've got a sister
It's
with
the
me.
other one.
The other one.
No,
They're
no,
blending
no.
then.
No, sorry. The one with the necklace, she had like 12 siblings. So
Thank
she
you.
definitely
Okay.
had a lot of sisters.
All right. So let's see if this is the one with the necklace. Tell me some more things about yourself, please. Do you guys already have time off in the summer? Have you already booked a vacation?
We've been talking about it this week.
Do it. Do it now, she said. Do it now before the time gets taken or life gets too busy. If you can swing it, it just feels like it will align. You're in his schedule, will align.
Yeah.
But would you plan to spend more time kind of at home versus like a staycation or like going far away?
We'd go somewhere.
Somewhere. Okay. Well, there's kind of a feeling too about maybe it definitely feels like there's more time at home too, but like she's showing me the evening sun hitting the back of the house. So this could just be to say like the days are longer, there's more time in the day. Maybe you'll have more time to be outside at night because she's showing me somebody like you said you pulled weeds, but do you have a garden? Because she's showing me somebody pulling weeds.
My husband wants to pull weeds out of like this garden that we don't use.
Yeah. So you'll have time for those things this summer. Maybe just because the days are long or seemingly longer, you have more time to be outside in the light. Okay, so that's that like staying at home piece. Would your kids come with you if you went away?
Yes.
And so one of the four of you nervous flying?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's to say like somebody will be nervous this time.
And I don't even know if we would fly.
You don't think you would fly? Okay. She does show me an airplane though. So put it out in the future. Maybe there's a trip coming that we don't know about just yet. Okay, tell me more, Grandma. This is random, but I have to say everything that comes through. Did you just paint your toenails or did you paint your daughter's toenails or did you get a pedicure?
No, but I've been asking for a specific sign about my grandmother's nails.
Nails. Thank you.
painting her nails.
She just showed me painted toenails. So, okay. Hopefully that helps. In
Yeah,
some way.
it was her on her hands though, but I specifically asked for
Nails, painted nails. Okay. So that's pretty good validation.
Oh my God. When she passed, she was she had an open casket, and I went in, one of the first people in, and they hadn't painted her nails, and she lived her life like I do, always doing my nails, and I couldn't bear to see her nails not done. So I asked the mortician before they let people in, can you paint her nails? And I went home and got nail polish. And before this, I asked if you can give one sign. Can you let me know that you knew I got your nails fixed for you?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah.
We have goosebumps.
Yeah. So this feeling, the feeling comes over you. You can trust it. Trust that feeling. You've had it a lot lately.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my God, I have full on body chills. Okay, thank you. What a sweet soul. So yeah, she's the one that was just, I love your husband. Like she just loves him.
That's
Didn't
the
she
one
think?
that would have for sure
And
said
she's
that.
just like, and he's so cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute and he's a good man. And she's so happy that you have such a good man. That's important. She makes me feel almost like at some point in your life, maybe you struggled with some relationships or being with the wrong kind of person. And that she's witnessed this growth of you developing more like self-worth and confidence to know what you deserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And she goes, and you got it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
When I met him, I had never met anyone like him before. I never thought I would have someone like that ever.
But she said it because it's like you guys are a match, you're aligned. So everything beautiful and interesting and incredible that you see in him, just know you're a vibrational match for that. So, that says a lot about you too. And that's just comes from how we feel about ourselves and kind of what we put out into the world. So this makes me feel like a lot of work was done in some way, whether it's through like traditional therapy or like whatever, something was done to get you to that point. And she's very proud of it. I'm full of goose. My arm hairs are standing up. She is very proud of the work that you've put in because she makes me feel like that was something that she worried about. So would she have been living throughout like when you were kind of in those dating years? And
A few of them. She passed when I was about 24, 25. So yeah.
Yeah. Like seeing those kind of.
She saw me in a 5-year relationship that was very bad. So yes.
Yeah. Cause she's like, I saw her with those boys, and it was like, oh, like I just want more for her than that. But also like knew like she wasn't going to like tell you what to do. But at the same time, she always wanted more for you. And so this is why she loves your husband so much, because she knows how he treats you.
Amazing.
Divinely connected. Did you guys have your first date at like she's showing me like you're sitting at like a round table. Did you connect early on at like a pub or a coffee shop or?
We met at a pub.
Yeah.
We met at a pub, an Irish pub. Yeah. Yeah.
She's showing me a table and we're sitting across from each other, and it's like in public, it's noisy, right? And she's so funny because she's like, I made that happen. Like she makes me feel like she's connected you two.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you connect first online in some way?
No.
No.
Met through a mutual friend. Just
Okay.
bumped into each other at a pub. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We were both with someone that knew each other.
Got it. Okay. The reason I asked you that is because she kind of was like, just like you, like she said to me, it's almost like so it reminded me of like how I met my husband, although it was kind of more almost like a blind date, but we had a mutual friend and we chatted online, and then we were like, okay, like I finally gave in. He wore me down, like Tammy's mom was saying like about her son. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll meet you. Okay. So yeah, she shows me this meeting in this public place at this table and just like sparks flying and how excited she was about it. And now she's playing me a song, and I know there's more than one version of the song. There's like an old-fashioned version, and then there's like a more like 80s, 90s version. You know the song Only Fools Rush In?
Mm-hmm.
She plays me that song, and I don't know why. I don't know if it means anything to you, if it will become more meaningful for you at times. At times, I'll have to think of listen to the lyrics.
Okay.
Only fools rush in. Well, that's like I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. I guess
Yeah.
that would fit.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Was relationship once we met and connected accelerated? Did we do things
Yes.
fast? That's what
Yes.
Only Fools Rush In is about.
Yeah. He told me he loved me after 2 months and moved in after 6 or 7 months. And
Yeah. You're like me. My husband and I met in January and bought a condo together in March.
yeah. Yeah. Took us 4 years to get married, but we're
Crazy.
living together after. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what Only Fools Rush In, she says.
Mm,
When you know, you know.
yeah.
Let me see if she'll bring anything else in for you just to end here.
Thank you.
She's like very excited. Like she's like very, very excited about just all the connections you've been making lately. So is this the lady with the peony?
Yes.
Okay. So was with her garden or with yours, I'm not sure what she's showing me. Did she have peonies growing on the side of the house too?
Side of the
Side of the house. Thank you. She shows me that. Another validation. That's me.
Yeah.
Same person. Life's about to get good, she says. There's been stress with your husband around work in some way.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Hold on, it's going to get better. Is he doing like somebody else's job? Like he's doing more than one person's job? I just feel like he's got a lot on his plate is kind of
He's
what
doing
comes
his job, but he has a lot on his plate mentally at work.
Okay. Yeah, there's just feels
Like
like
a
I have
lot.
too much. I just have too much.
He told me this morning when I walk into work, I dread it and I just feel heavy.
Heavy. Yeah. She knows that. It's funny because she's connected to you and she's around you and has all these memories with you, but she also, even though she never met him in life, very much follows his journey and supports him.
That's amazing.
He's definitely a part of the family.
He told me today that he would be scared to have a reading because he doesn't think anyone would come through for him.
And so many of these messages are for him.
I know.
Share this with him later, okay?
Oh.
Share it. But you and I've been talking a lot, and like Jen is early in this development, right? And things are like happening quickly. And we've been talking about, how when you become more aware, things just seem to happen. It's like mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. It's
like just something switches and you're like,
yeah.
What the hell? Like all of this was underneath my nose and I didn't even know it was here all this time. Yeah. No, spirits have thought away. You talked about her today. He was thinking about, whether it's like, I hope that they would have liked me, and so he and himself invited her here too. So
Amazing.
Okay. Lasting things, Grandma. Was she Nanny? Is that what you called her?
Nanny.
Nanny. Yeah. That's what I felt. Nanny. I called her Grandma and she was like, Nanny. Okay. Very sweet. Doing this.
Yeah, totally.
Doing this to you. Something about apples, the smell of apples, picking apples, making apple crisp or pie. There's something about this
apple crisp. She used to make apple crisp.
It's crisp. Yeah. It's like I can smell apples in the air and it smells really good.
Reminds me of her. She used to make them.
That's a smell. So pay attention to that. Okay. So if you just get a whiff of it, it's her. She says you have lots of support in the spirit world. She's trying to keep it short and sweet, knowing that, we're not here for a whole hour together, but there's other people here, she says, and they will come through at another time. But she comes through in a big way because she is, but she's so funny. She goes, I've taken it upon myself to walk with her on this journey. And I want her to know that I've stepped in as a spirit guide of sorts for her, especially around your beliefs, your faith, and your spiritual journey. And I don't know what her beliefs and faith and spiritual journey was like in life, but she's definitely open to this.
Yeah,
From where
she
she
wasn't
is.
stern in her beliefs, but I could
She was
totally
a
see
bit
her being
open.
open to what I'm
She was
going
open.
through. Yeah.
She's like, surprise me.
Mhm.
You know, she was that kind of person.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So she's having fun. She says, I'm having fun. I can breathe. I can do whatever I want. You know, she's also has an animal there with her. Would there be a small dog connected to either you or somebody in the family? Not that you can think of.
Nothing I can think
I
of.
see a small brown dog that looks a little bit shaggy. So if this doesn't resonate for like a dog that's passed, it could be one that's coming towards you, and you would only be able to validate that when it happens.
My other
But
grandmother had a dog that was fluffy, but I think like a gray poodle.
gray and
And
poodle. No,
my
I
grandmother
see.
was good friends with my other grandmothers.
Right. I see more like a brownie, rusty, maybe a future doggy for you.
Maybe.
I guess I can connect to spirit dogs too, meaning like ones that are coming.
Mhm.
I don't know. But I do feel like you'll have a dog at some point. So have you ever talked about it when things get less hectic?
Yeah.
And any lasting messages, Nanny? Showing me like a little box of some sort. Looks like it's silver or pewter, or I don't know if you have like a little jewelry box or a little trinket box. Did you receive something at your wedding that was engraved? Like a picture frame or a box or
I probably
anything?
have a silver pewter one from when I was younger, and I can't find her locket, so maybe it's lost in that somewhere, packed away.
Maybe that's part of the message too, because the first thing she said when she came through was my necklace.
Necklace, yeah.
And it was engraved.
Yes, I could picture it. I think her daughter, my aunt, had it made for me when I turned 16.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know where that is either.
She'll help you find it. I think that's why she's bringing it up. She'll help you. Is some of your stuff still at your parents' house?
Maybe a little bit, but we have some one or two boxes that are.
I see boxes. Yeah, okay.
Haven't been opened yet.
Right. So they like came from mom and dad's and we just never opened them. Yeah, that's what this is. I feel like there's something in a box. Do you have a basement or like crawl space or something?
We do, yeah.
Yeah. Is that where they are? Boxes?
There could be some there in my husband's office. Yeah.
I would look in some boxes in the basement. Just
I will.
Even if you don't find that, you'll find something.
Yeah. I will.
She said, I love you, doll. So I don't know.
My husband calls me doll.
I love you, doll. I just love you, doll. I love this. This is so sweet. Again, very easy spirit communicator.
Amazing.
She said, thank you for the nails. Thank you, my love. And somebody put something in with her. I don't know if somebody put something in between her hands or in the casket with her, but I feel like something was placed in. It might not be something you know what it may have been somebody else, but I feel like somebody put something in there with her, and thank you for that. And would she have I apologize, I know we're going way over, and I apologize to you for people that have to jet, but just it's hard to leave, Nanny. Would she have like a memorial, like a stone? Would she have a place to visit?
She has like a stone where she was cremated.
Yes. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing, because I know she's been cremated, but not everybody that's cremated also has a stone.
Yes,
she has a stone. And somebody was just there recently. Is this mom's mom?
Yes.
Check with your mom. I know that like maybe she's not open to it, but you could just ask in a roundabout way. Did you just visit Nanny lately? I feel like somebody's been there in the last like less than 2 weeks. It feels very recent. And I feel like somebody's got something in a garden. It could have been her, could have been a memory, Could be something she's seeing now. Somebody's got something in a garden that like has a water aspect to it.
So they had passed down to me these two frogs sitting in a chair, and they had a little umbrella over their head. And I thought about it yesterday, and I couldn't remember if we threw it out or not. And I was like, if we didn't throw it out, I should restore it.
And
She
it
used to
has
have
like
that.
water, like a fountain in some way, or it
Well,
runs
it just had
water.
like an umbrella
And the
on it,
water
and I
comes
don't
out?
know if water came out of it or if it was just a trickle down from when it
Yeah,
did naturally
I
rain.
can hear and see water, and she's showing me that, and it's something that's in a garden.
Mhm.
You
That's what
just
she
thought
did.
about it yesterday.
I did.
Not a coincidence.
I did.
Yeah, no, okay. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if you find hers or if you find another,
Mhm.
but she would love you to do that. Water is important. You guys are going to have a beautiful garden in time. It's going to get easier with work for your husband, but she wants him to watch his stress. Like be as conscious as possible about stress because he is quite a sensitive person.
Yes.
And he takes on, he's an empath. Just want to validate in case you didn't know.
He
He's an
is.
empath, so he's taking on everybody's stuff at work. So it's important he watch that. So maybe when I talked about boundaries with you the other day,
Mhm.
get him to do that before he goes to work. It will
Right.
probably help because I feel like she's kind of like, I don't want this to impact him in any physical way. I don't want
That's
him to
what I'm
get
worried about. Yeah.
burnt out. I don't want him to have to go on stress leave, so like take care of yourself and don't be afraid to take time off, she says.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he's like worried about asking for time off or
Always. They're very
scared
strict.
of it. It's like he's
He's
scared to ask.
He's scared to ask to work from home because they've made it so difficult. They're scared to ask for it. Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
she's
huge
like,
thing.
no, honey, just like don't ask. I don't know. She's just kind of like, you have a right, to protect yourself. So she kind of makes me feel like there might be some wiggle room if it's asked in a certain way
Mhm.
or is explained why versus, just I want to stay at
Mhm.
home. It's like, no, I need this. I feel like there's something about a promotion for him too. Is he
Maybe.
up for a rank change?
He just received a rank change last April, but he's looking at
Just
new
just something
positions.
new.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the rank change.
Yeah.
Something new's coming. At least entertain it. Think
That's
about
what
it.
I told him 2 days ago. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, you've been talking to your grandmother, even if you didn't know, and I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
validating.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna get better for you guys, and it feels like there'll be more time for stuff. And one of the girls, there's something about dancing with somebody or gymnastics or something. You know what I'm seeing is like, one of those, like, they remind me of when I was a kid. There's like this thing that had a ribbon on it, and you could
Yeah.
like, I
Well,
don't know what that's called, but I see
my
that
daughter has her hip hop recital next weekend.
dancing. Okay, she'll be
That's it.
there.
Okay.
I would die if you told me somebody comes on stage with some sort of ribbon. I would die.
I
But
know.
yeah, she'll be there. She'll be there, and you're gonna give her flowers. She makes me
Yes.
feel. You'll give her flowers. Something about yellow flowers. I don't know why. Give her yellow
Mhm.
flowers, she said. So maybe that's a suggestion from Nanny.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm very proud. It's like she's showing me like she's sitting there with like a camcorder, like in spirit. She's very
Yeah.
proud.
She always took pictures of everything.
Yep. Yeah. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Mhm.
Was she or somebody was she or somebody connected to you ever insecure about your mouth or your teeth?
I am
Are you?
extremely insecure.
Because she said,
Extremely.
don't worry about it, honey.
I'm extremely insecure.
Stop worrying about it. Stop it.
Mhm.
She says, stop. Like, so that came about because she was talking about pictures and like, take the picture, get in the picture. Moms, get in the pictures is what she's
Mhm.
saying. So I don't know if she was always the one taking pictures and not necessarily the one in the pictures.
She always took them.
Yeah. And
Always.
she's like, get in the damn picture.
And I'm the one always taking them now.
Get in the damn picture.
Yeah.
Your girls are going to want to see you
Yeah.
when you're 40, when you're 50. They're going to want to see that. So she's saying, stop. Like she says it with love. I know you know this, but she's like, you have nothing to be insecure of. You have a beautiful smile. Smile.
Mhm.
Throw your head back and laugh. I love Nanny's a spirit guide for you. She's
Yeah.
helping you she's like, I'm helping her blossom even more into who I know she is. And all that you're learning to do right now is to know it, to believe it.
Right.
That's it. That's the key.
Yeah.
Once you've got that down, everything else is gravy.
Amazing.
That's part of the spiritual journey too, is self-acceptance. And I feel like that's helped me. Just like I feel like everybody can benefit from that in this chat. And anybody who catches it later. It's like when you realize, like when you are connected to the spirit world in some way, or you receive messages from the spirit world, and you start to like see what all that means and how we're just like all connected, and it kind of makes, it doesn't like dismiss our insecurities, but it makes them feel less heavy, because we're kind of like, at the end of the day, does this really matter? It doesn't. This journey for you is also about self-love.
Totally.
Because she just thinks you're stunning. She thinks you're stunning. So she's like, I don't understand, but like, I don't have to understand. You know, your grandmother has had her own insecurities. As she said, everybody does, even if they don't admit or talk about it. But she just doesn't feel, she's like, if you could just see you from my eyes.
Yeah. I'll remember that.
That's amazing. Yeah. Think about that. Think about when you looked at her.
Exactly.
And you just, even though she was older, she might have had some wrinkles, she might have had some gray hair, you thought she was the most gorgeous thing ever.
I did.
Yeah. And others look to you that way. Like we are our own worst critic. And the things we're insecure about, probably nobody's really thinking about.
I know.
Yeah. She loves you. She said, I just love you so much. And for whatever reason, there's something about purple, the color purple. I don't know if you're drawn to this color. I don't know. Again, she's showing me like toenails being painted. So like, I don't know if one of the girls are going to ask for purple toenails. Like, I don't know. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you for being here. She said that she could relate to almost all of it too. So that's beautiful. And that's purposeful that you're here, and that, you know, there's people here, strangers, virtual strangers that don't know each other, but can relate to information. And I feel like that's divinely orchestrated too, because the loved ones in spirit that come through very purposely do so. And what I see, the more events that I do, is that they come through because there's something that can be taken from a message that is really relevant to their own lives. And that's on purpose. Yeah. So if you can relate to anything that's come through tonight, just take it and hold it and run with it, because it was meant for you, and the people that are here were meant to be here today. And thank you, everyone that's here that has listened and taken part with everyone's readings. I hope that it uplifts you and maybe gives you things to think about or practice with your own loved ones in spirit.